Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. My fast cooking system has 4 components. That's flavor chasing, advanced peppering, stir frying, and template-based cooking. Now, I designed this cooking system so that I can use fusion approach. And this is a dish, it's a good example of a fusion approach. I call this dish the clay pot rice, a modification, and make it into a iron wok rice. I have a cast iron wok, and I love my cast iron wok, and I always want to cook as much as possible. But the cast iron wok is not a very practical wok to use because it's way too heavy. Now, this is a rice dish that I cook, which is a modification of a traditional dish that comes from southern part of China known as a clay pot rice. Now, in this dish, what it does is that it uses rice and it cooked with this traditional Chinese sausage. And this dish often, at least in my family, that is cooked during the New Year. And the sausages are cut into small pieces and it's cooked together with the rice. Now, I call this a fusion because not only that instead of using a clay pot, I'm using my cast iron wok, but furthermore is that the rice that I use, normally it uses long grain rice or jasmine rice. But in this, I'm going to use a basmati rice. Now, it turned out that this dish has a lot of similarities to an Indian Pakistani dish known as biryani. Now, in biryani, they always use basmati rice. So by selecting basmati rice, I introduce a fusion element to this dish. And of course, in basmati rice, they do not use Chinese sausages. I love Chinese sausages, but I love basmati rice as well. And I think this dish would turn out better with basmati rice than with using regular long grain rice or jasmine rice. So here is a fusion approach to this dish based on what I enjoy and what I like. Now, the idea is very simple. I mix the rice together with the sausages and then I just cook it in a wok just like I would cook any rice. Now, the question you might ask is that why did you cook it in a wok? And the reason will be obvious as I show you later. So after the rice is almost done, when it comes to a boil, now I'm going to introduce other elements to this dish. So when you talk about fusion dish, you introduce the type of ingredients that you enjoy. And this allows you to create exactly how you like it, so you don't have to follow the original intention or recipe. Now, in this dish, I'm going to introduce some shiitake mushroom. Now, the reason for that is obvious because I love shiitake mushroom and my wife really enjoys shiitake mushroom far more than I do. In fact, she already told me right in the beginning when I make this dish, she said, make sure you put plenty of shiitake mushroom. So basically, I hydrate some shiitake mushroom. I added to the dish, I could have added earlier, but I added to it when the rice almost quite done. So this will allow me plenty of time to cook the shiitake mushroom because I still need to cook this for another probably 10 to 15 minutes. This will be just about right. When I was a little boy growing up in Hong Kong, there's a street that is famous for this type of dish, and they cook it in a clay pot. If you want to learn more about clay pot rice, you can go to Wikipedia and type in clay pot rice, and it will provide you a description of what it is. The importance of the clay pot is that it will actually burn the rice at the bottom. Now, in this case, the cast iron wok served exactly the same purpose because the cast iron wok can hold heat extremely well. And next, I put some ginger, which I mince up in my handheld manual food processor, and it works really well. Now, minced ginger can be quite challenging, but with this, it takes only about 10 to 20 seconds, and I got nice minced ginger. Now, I'm also going to season the rice with my Walk with Tak basic seasoning mix. This will add great umami flavor to the dish. Now, the ginger is an important part. Normally, people would not add ginger, but since my wife loves ginger, and this is the part where when you cook everything yourself, you can do flavor chasing and create a flavor how you like it. And of course, If my wife loves ginger, I would put in a lot of ginger. Now I mix everything into it, and I will let it cook a little bit longer. Now the reason that I add the ginger toward the latter part of this cooking process is that if I add ginger too early, the flavor might not be as intense. The later you add things like ginger, the more intense the flavor will be. So if you want strong ginger flavor like my wife loved it, you add it at a later time. Okay, now I'm going to let the dish cook a little bit more. It's almost done. Now the second part of this dish, I'm going to cook it separately. There are a couple of things I'm going to cook separately because I want the texture to be more distinct. Now in the past, I used to put the egg directly over the rice and I steam the egg basically and create like a poached egg. But my wife told me that, well, I really prefer a fried egg. So I'm going to fry the egg separately and then add it to the rice. And this actually creates more interesting texture because the contrast between the fried egg and the rice. Okay, I'm going to fry the egg easy over and I'm ready now. Almost done. So the next part is that I'm going to fry some bacon. Now normally in this dish, frequently is add a Chinese ham. This is a cured ham. But I don't have any on hand. And I think bacon would do a very good job. So I have some, I would call it home style or country style bacon that is thick. And I don't need very much because I just want to add some flavor. Normally when you use the Chinese cured ham, you add the ham directly to the rice. But in this case, for the bacon, I'm going to fry it so I will get a crispy texture. And furthermore is that I do not want the rice to be too oily. So in this, I can fry the bacon and get rid of the oil as much as I can and add the bacon to the rice. Now the bacon plays an important role because of its saltiness. It will add a salty flavor to the rice, and frying it separately will make the flavor more intense. Again, this is a demonstration of a fusion dish. Normally, people will not use bacon like this. In a traditional clay pot rice, they will always use cured ham. But I do not see any reason that I cannot use bacon, and the purpose is basically the same. And again, this is the beauty of home cooking because nobody else can cook a dish like this for you. Okay, now the bacon is almost done. Now you can fry it to different level of crispiness as you prefer. But for me, this is probably good enough. Now I go back to my rice, which is almost ready. And the next step is that I'm going to add the bacon to the rice. However, before I'm going to do that, I'm going to add some chopped scallions over the rice. Chopped scallions is great as a garnish. And it also adds some nice fresh onion flavor. Normally, I do not use onion because the chopped scallion does a really good job. Next, I add the bacon to the rice. I could have just left the bacon on top, but I decided it might have better flavor in associate with the rice if I mix in the bacon. So now the dish is almost done. A total cook time of this dish about 20 to 25 minutes. Now, however, because of advanced prepping, I have all the ingredients available to me. I already have the shiitake mushroom all hydrated. I found some spinach in my refrigerator and I decided the spinach would go well with this rice. So I just add some fresh spinach right over the rice. This is a demonstration is that you can use whatever ingredients that you have. And sometimes you know that it's going to work out well. I think the spinach will work out for this dish. And sometimes it might not, but you will find out very quickly and then you will not use it next time. But pretty soon you will get a good sense what works and what does not work. After I lay the egg over the rice, the final step is that I'm going to add a little bit soy sauce to provide the saltiness that I want. This dish is very low salt, so it is really excellent from that standpoint. Now the dish is done. And in fact, this dish reminds me so much of my childhood. And that's why food plays such an important role. It defines some of the memories that you have as a children. It also will allow you to create the memory that of the past. Okay, so I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. Using my fast cooking system, you will find home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.